Twinkling a little star, how I wonder what you are. Yay! Good job, Z.
All right,
Good
Z.
job.
Welcome to the 2023 Makers of Change Assistive Technology Challenge. My name is David Reno, and to my right I have...
I'm Beth Brink. I'm an occupational therapist here at the Adapt Shop.
I work on the fundraising team here at Easter Seal Southwest Human Development, and we are so excited to release this, the 6th year of the Makers of Change Assistive Technology Challenge, which would not be possible without our sponsors. So thank you to AstraZeneca, title sponsor, onsemi presenting, as well as Avnet, Cox, and Valley Toyota dealers. This challenge would not be possible, as well as the support to the Adapt Shop and helping young children with disabilities. Thank you, sponsors. And also special thank you to our featured partner, Foundation for Blind Children, who provided a lot of access, time, and resources in order to get you guys a really good picture of our challenge this year. This is our run of show. This is what we're gonna talk you through in the video. We're gonna talk about Z, that's the child you will be engineering and designing for. We're gonna talk about their goals, their therapy goals, the current assistive technology that they have access to and use of. And then obviously the big one is your challenge. This is how you are gonna create assistive technology to help Z reach their goals. But a great idea only goes so far, so we're gonna share the deliverables for what you need to send to us, the awards that you are eligible for if your designs meet the criteria, which is the judging rubric, as well as supplemental information to help you on your journey. So first, let's talk about Z. Beth, you know him a little bit better than I do. Can you share a little more?
Z is a delightful young boy who's almost 3. He has been coming to the Adapt Shop since he was about 1 year of age. He unfortunately sustained a traumatic brain injury about 1 month of age, and has had a lot of longstanding problems from that brain injury. So he has trouble with his vision, he has trouble with his movement, and so we've been helping him kind of all along the way. And we started out making some adaptive seats for him to help him sit up and to work on his fine motor skills and gross motor skills. And then as we've seen him over the years, we've kind of advanced his therapy to look at his vision and how he learns and how he can affect change by some of his movements.
Hi, my name is Blair Kinsey, and I am the proud mother of Z. Z is such a happy, smiley, giggly boy. He will smile if you happen to make eye contact with him and he sees you smiling. He loves to be tickled. He loves toys that light up and make noise. And he absolutely loves water. Swimming and bath time are some of his favorite parts of the day. Z loves food. He loves to eat your typical kid-friendly foods, mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, spaghetti. He also will eat salmon. He loves sweet treats, ice cream, dessert. So no, he doesn't have a specific food, he just really loves food. Research has shown that kiddos with CVI actually prefer red and yellow, but between those two colors, he doesn't seem to have a specific favorite color.
Ocular visual impairment refers to vision problems caused because one or more parts of the eye are not working properly. Cortical visual impairment, or CVI, is a brain-based visual impairment which impacts the visual pathways that brings information from the eye to the brain and visual processing centers, which helps you locate, attend, and understand what you see.
In addition to some of the visual issues, he also has additional physical needs that he's working through, right?
Yes, he does. So he has cerebral palsy, so he has trouble sitting up, he has trouble standing, and actually moving his hands kind of the way he would want to. That's also difficult for him. And he has epilepsy, so he has some seizures.
Awesome. So the family, obviously they want Z to live his life to the fullest. So the family has some goals of what he's trying to achieve.
Our hope for Z for the future is that he will live his best life. We know that that may not look like his siblings, that he has many obstacles and challenges to overcome as a result of this brain injury, but we just want to love on him and not focus on his disability, but focus on what he is able to do so that he can be successful and happy.
Phase 1 involves building visual behavior. Children process attention to movement, perception of form, and light. In this phase, kids typically pay attention to things that are moving, have light, and a preferred color. Children require more environmental controls and strategies to help them learn to visually attend in this phase. Phase 2 involves visually recognizing and identifying objects. This is the beginning of development of vision used to see details. This is where a child begins to integrate vision with function. This is currently the phase that Z is in. He's learning to use his vision to activate toys. We're integrating looking and interacting into all the activities of his day. These activities are designed to encourage Z to use his vision to affect change. Activities combine vision with touch to accomplish a task. These tasks may pertain to choice making,
Toy.
or
Cracker. Which one do you want?
cracker.
Okay, we're
Cracker.
Cracker. Cracker.
Cracker.
Good job. Here's your cracker.
Or turn taking as a way of integrating vision with function. Now can you try soft?
The therapies that Z has been receiving with the support of Southwest Human Development and Foundation for the Blind have been so impactful. It is so amazing to see the progress that he makes daily, and we are in awe every time he learns something new or does something new, and we are just so grateful for all of the support that he receives. Some of the therapies that we do at home are during mealtime. For example, choice making. When we're feeding Z breakfast, we'll give him 2 choices and ask, would you like yogurt or applesauce? And then he makes the choice of which one he would like. We also work on sitting up and playtime, and with 4 siblings, that's very easy in our home. He will sit in his chair and the kids will work on turn taking with him with his toys, or his dad or I will sit with him. He can also work on those while building his core strength using his stander. We'll also incorporate some of those turn taking and choice making and vision therapy skills in his stander or his stroller chair at home as well.
Phase 3 involves refinement of the CVI characteristics and development of visual curiosity and spontaneous use of vision. By this phase, kids are using vision in a more typical way. Vision improvement is seen in many children with CVI. This is especially true if they receive the correct interventions, adaptations, and modified learning environments based on their CVI phase. For any student who's visually impaired, we always focus on teaching compensatory skills, which includes auditory and tactile information. We teach kids to auditorily attend to sounds in their environment and provide descriptive language to help facilitate learning. We engage in sensory exploration as well to teach them to explore with their hands. These are important skills for visually impaired children to learn in the event they are missing things visually. Many of the activities that we do with children are multisensory, which helps a child learn about their environment.
So obviously Z's working through a lot of different things right there. Could you talk about some of his vision goals?
Sure. So he's working on using his vision to participate in turn-taking, choice-making, and cause and effect with the activities in his family and his siblings.
And that's specifically the issue that we're asking you guys in this challenge to work on. But before we get to the challenge itself, we want to share a little bit more about assistive technology and what he is currently using. So Beth, he has some different things that he's using for his physical work, right?
Right. So like I said before, when he first came, we were looking at his gross motor skills and kind of helping him sit up into a seat. So that's kind of something he's had for a while. Then we've advanced it to kind of more of a toy bar to work on some reaching. And then lately we've been doing more things with his vision. So he has a little room where we can blur out the environmental distractions. We can just focus on 1 or 2 objects in the room. And then we've also looked at some of his other senses. So we've made like a resonance board, which is a nice flat board with a rim around the outside that kind of echoes and makes sounds. So that's a good way for him to utilize his other senses to make changes and choices in his environment.
Assistive technology is vital for Z to achieve his goals. He has what we call abnormal tone, so it's hard for him to sit up on his own, do any kind of movement on his own. One side of his body works better than the other side of his body, so we want to get him like any other typical kid so that he can use both his hands, so that he can move around, so that he can stand, he sits and plays. In order to do that, he needs supports. Right now he has a special chair, so he can sit upright, and that gives him the ability to then use his hands to explore and move around and play with toys like any other child would do. He does not have very good verbal skills right now, so we're working on him with those pre-communication skills where he makes choices, and he needs to have a voice, I guess you would say, so that we know what he wants or needs, and his family knows what he wants or needs, because it's hard sometimes. It's a guessing game. If he becomes upset, to know, is something hurting? Do you want something? Or you just don't want this toy that we gave you and you want something else? And all that is what assistive technology will provide for him, to give him a voice, to give him mobility, and allow him to be like any other child. He loves music, and he can keep a beat like nobody. He has a little game where he'll tap really loud, and then he's waiting for you to tap really loud. And then he'll go soft, and he's soft. So if you go back to him and you're doing, say, 3 beats in a row, he'll mimic you and he'll do 3 beats in a row. So again, that's basic communication. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's enjoying it. It's fun. It's a game. And that's how you get all these skills, is by a child playing. Z has his right hand, it doesn't work as well as his left hand. So he tends to use his left hand more. We would love to get him to use his right hand more as well. So anything that gets him very well motivated, he will use it a little bit more. His left leg is stronger, but oddly enough, he tends to move his right leg more. So it's kind of crisscrossed.
That's great. So he's got a lot of resources. He's got a dedicated family. He's got a whole team of therapists that are helping him. For the assistive technology, you can also go online to research what these devices are and to learn more about them. But let's get to this year's challenge, all right?
Yes.
So this is it. This is the most important part that we want you guys to understand. This is a challenge. We want you to develop an engaging device, accessory, or tool for young children with cortical visual impairment, CVI, that will encourage visual attention, build motor skills, and support making choices. What does that making choices mean?
So the making choices is kind of, Z struggles to really say what he wants. He doesn't have the language to say it. So we're using things like a system with buttons and colors for Z to have an opportunity to use his hands to make a choice whether he wants to play with a toy car or maybe bubbles. So it's a way for him to communicate what he wants and what he needs.
And then other than kind of the visual aspects that we're trying to help Z improve on, how do we help him do that with other senses?
Z has really good auditory processing. He is really good at tapping out patterns if you go back and forth and play with patterns with Z. He's good at tasting and smelling. And so any of those other senses you can really utilize to help him have fun, play, and make choices.
And that'll help make that engaging device that Z will want to interact with to help him reach his goals. So that's the challenge. So obviously, if you have a great idea in your head, that's wonderful, but you need to be able to communicate that out to the judges. So we are asking each of you to create a video of up to 5 minutes, as well as an abstract or a poster. And we'll get into the rubric a little bit more, but please also know that you have an instructor and student guide that are gonna have in-depth details to assist you on your journey. So we'll have 4 awards. Each team will submit into either level 1, 2, or 3. Level 1 is your proof of concept. So that's your slideware, great idea, put on paper. Level 2 is your built design. You had the great idea and you built up a model. Might not necessarily be full scale, but something that can be touched and looked at. And then level 3 is building a prototype. So that's going to be a life-size device that Z would be able to touch and play and interact with. So we'll have awards for level 1, level 2, level 3, and then we'll also choose a Best in Show award, which could come from any number of those levels. And it's all about the best concept. So let's talk about the rubric. How are these levels judged? So level 1, when we're talking about slideware, this is essentially you coming up with a design, putting it on paper, maybe 3D modeling, maybe using AutoCAD, but you have a visual way to share your idea with the judges. It does not have to be built. That's the key point for level 1. This is really cool, especially if you are a team that has not had a lot of experience building things, but you've got great ideas. Level 1 is going to be the place that you're going to want to go to. With the video, you want it to be communicating clearly your solutions. With the abstract, you want to share about the different team members that were involved, the process you went through, the materials that you would use if you were to actually build it out. And you'll be able to read more about this in the rubric, which provides in-depth details and will help you as you develop your solutions. And then there's also a bonus here. Beth, you want to talk about the bonus?
Sure. So anybody who is able to make a TikTok video and post it, they are going to receive extra credit for that.
We want to be able to share your guys' good work, and that would assist us in those efforts. Level 2 is taking all of that goodness from level 1 and actually building something. So this can be a scale model. This does not have to be final materials. It does not have to be life size. It does not have to be ready to interact with by Z, but it is a physical representation of your engineering solution that the judges would be able to see and touch if they were in the room with it. And then finally, level 3, this is your prototype. So you've probably gone through level 1 where you came up with the ideas and sketched them out. Maybe even level 2 where you built a scaled down model or replica. Level 3 is your prototype. So this is going to be a life-size built solution that is ready to be interacted with Z. Ideally, it has as close to professional materials as possible, but whatever you're able to come up with, we would be excited to put that in front of the judges and see how they respond to it. And again, the nuance of these different levels, check the rubric for more information. But we're not going to leave you on your own. We know this is a big challenge. So on September 6th, I would highly encourage all of you to mark your calendars and come to the challenge Q&A. We are going to pull together an entire team of therapists that is helping Z, and you're going to be able to ask them questions as well as Z's mother, Blair. Additionally, we have mentor opportunities that are open from September 25th to 29th. Beth, do you think that would be helpful for these teams to get connected with mentors?
Absolutely. We have mentors ranging from post-engineer careers to teachers. And so I think they'd be very helpful for you to organize your ideas and get it out there so they understand.
Yeah, we have retired NASA engineer, post-grad students at ASU, professors at ASU, a lot of really top quality talent and engineering skills to help you on your way. All right, so we're gonna get into some little helpful tips, some odds and ends here. The first one, Beth, you're so good at using your imagination. We're gonna talk about that.
Well, we want you to use your imagination here. We want you to give us those big sky ideas. So we want you to not be limited by materials. We want you to be creative and give us anything that you think would be helpful for Z meeting his goals.
Absolutely. We are also going to give you access to equipment. So if you don't have a 3D printer, but you need it, you can reach out to the program staff, Luann Phillips, and we will get you connected with ASU or other partners that might have maker spaces. Please make sure you're tracking your supplies and your bill of materials. Additionally, Title I schools have the opportunity to ask for a $100 Amazon gift card that can be applied towards materials and supplies to support your submission. So last couple things, we want this challenge to be super rewarding for you guys on your education and engineering skills front, and we need you to complete the pre and post survey. I can't stress how important this is for us to be able to give you guys the experience that you're looking for. And there's some perks.
That's right. If you do the pre and the post survey, you will be entered into a raffle to win some awesome gift cards.
Awesome. Gift cards are great. Those, along with all t-shirts, will be provided to you on November 13th after all of the activities have completed. And then this is your calendar of events. Obviously today, August 30th, is the day we're releasing the challenge. The most important date for you, that first deadline, is October 6th at 4 p.m. You have to have your video and your poster submitted by that time. We will call all finalists who made it into the top 9 on October 16th, with the final presentations on October 20th at our partner, the Foundation for Blind Children. We're really excited to host it.
We are really excited. It's going to be a neat experience. You're going to actually get to see where Z goes for preschool and check out the facility. So make sure you, even if you don't end up being a finalist, we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Everybody. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring yourself. Come on October 20th. It's going to be a great celebration of support for Z. So thank you everyone for joining us. Please be sure to read through the instructor and student guide, as it has in-depth, many more details. Come to the challenge Q&A, take advantage of the mentors. We are here to assist you and create a really rewarding experience, and let us know how we can do that. So without further ado, we thank you for participating in the challenge, and we look forward to seeing your solutions come in on October 6th.
Good luck, makers.
Good luck, makers.